Welcome to In Pursuit with Pastor Bill.
Hey, I'm just a simple guy in pursuit of knowledge, wisdom, understanding, wild game, fish that swim under the ice, tender smoked meat, tasty grilled meat, and Denise.
In this hour, we are going to be talking about all of that and a whole lot more. Bill has been with Maranatha since 2005 and the campus pastor at Maranatha Chisago Lakes campus since 2011. Come along and join In Pursuit.
Well, here we are once again. Great to be here on our In Pursuit show every Thursday from noon to 1. Just a reminder, if you are listening, please shoot us a text. I'm here with my phone. Alice is here with her phone. Denise is here with her phone. And we have a very special guest today. Mr. Mike Vierling is joining us today.
Hello, everybody. I don't know about special, but good to be here.
It is good to be here. Do you have your phone? You don't have your phone with you.
No, I rarely know where my phone's at, Bill. You know that.
Yes, I do. Yeah, that's right. So we're very excited to be chatting with you today. It's going to be fun talking about kind of whatever, your faith, your growth, the message from last night, being in the mountains, hunting out mule deer, kind of whatever. I mean, it's just kind of fun to see where it goes. But again, if you're listening, please shoot us a text and let us know. And please feel free to share this. As you know, it's on podcast form, so you can listen to this anytime you want. And if you like what you hear, share it with your friends. But again, so who else here? We introduced Mike, but I'm here. I'm Bill.
I'm here. I'm Denise.
I'm here. I'm Alice.
Wonderful. Alice is running the show today. Shane is back holding down the fort at the church. So you're flying solo on the other side of the glass today.
I know. I can do anything.
Yeah, you can. I would assume our door is locked then from your side.
I hope so.
No, it's good. It's going to be very good. Yeah, let's see. We usually talk about some kind of meat that we've had from show to show, and I was thinking about it. I don't think we smoked anything since last Thursday.
Yeah,
we've been busy.
Yeah, I barely cooked. Made a pasta salad.
That's not true. You're always cooking.
Well,
I made some shank yesterday.
You did?
Oh.
I did.
What'd you do?
The same way I always do it. And I tell you what, Bill, I will still trade you every one of my back straps for your shanks. And I am dead serious.
It's good, isn't it?
That is so good.
So how do you cook it? Tell us.
The way that I cook it, basically same thing. It's a Stephen Ranella meat eater recipe. You take the shanks, thaw them completely, wash them, pat them dry. I salt and pepper them really hard. I mean really hard. Put some avocado oil in a fry pan, sear each side, put them in a hot crock pot, and I leave it on high. We actually have two crock pots. We have one that gets real hot and one that doesn't quite get hot enough. The one that gets really hot, it'll actually bubble the entire time. And I'll throw them in for 7 to 8 hours.
Wow.
Long time.
On high.
On high. And all of that, anybody who's cut open a deer, butchered their own, and seen that shank, everybody just throws them away because it's all loaded with tendon, with
gooey, the jelly stuff,
all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
If you cook it long enough,
just melts off.
It's like doing a pork butt.
Yeah.
It literally, all of that
stuff
renders into the meat, and the meat is so moist, so tender. So good.
Wow.
Again, every backstrap for your shanks.
It really is amazing. We started doing it, I don't know how many years ago, just because when you butcher it, like if you're going to save that meat, always it would be like, well, we're going to trim it up and we're going to grind it.
Oh.
But it takes forever.
It's an hour per shank to try to trim one.
It is, and you lose so much meat trying to trim it.
Yes.
So that's cool, man. What'd you have with it?
First night, you'd be proud. Instant mashed potatoes.
Was it out of your bin?
It didn't make it to the bin. The bin has been robbed a few times. That's my hunting bin for out west. The bin has been robbed a few times. It was time to replenish, so Brenda, my wife, went and bought a bunch more.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. It was great.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, way to go. That's awesome. So, Meg Ann Erke is one of our faithful listeners, and she's there listening, and she sent me a picture. So we have a women's event tonight for the Chisago campus, and Johnny and Megan are hosting it. And I have the privilege, I'm speaking at it.
He's actually drooling right now, Megan. He's looking at the picture you sent, and he's drooling. He's got to wipe his mouth
It's
a little bit.
unbelievable. Mike, you might want to pop over to this women's event tonight. Because those are in Johnny's smoker right now.
Oh,
Racks of
Johnny,
ribs.
you're one of my favorite guys.
Oh my gosh, is it good? Alice, I don't know if you can see from there, but man, oh man, Megan, those look fantastic. And Cindy Noble is listening.
Chris and Heather are both listening.
Wonderful.
Faithful. These are our faithful people.
They are, yeah. That's wonderful, yeah. So, yeah, I'm excited to try those ribs. All the stuff we've smoked since I got the smoker 6 or 8 months ago, I haven't done ribs yet.
Ooh, yeah.
You've done ribs?
I have, and I like the combo. If I'm doing ribs, I like to do it the combo way. You can crock pot them, but they don't get that same... They fall apart. The meat gets super tender in the crock pot, but they don't get that little barbecue glaze on them. So I like to do a combo.
Like in the crock pot and then the smoker?
And then the smoke.
Oh.
Actually, been a while, but what works best is smoker for a while to kind of toughen up that, kind of create
The bark.
Right,
Yep.
give it a little bit of a bark, throw it in the crock pot, and then right before you serve them, if you can get them back onto the grill without totally falling apart, just kind of as a finish with some barbecue sauce.
Yeah. Well, it's...
Sounds delicious.
We got to try that. Yeah, we absolutely have to try it. Well, I'm excited to try some of these because Johnny is kind of a smoke master. He's done the turkey we talked about. I mean,
that was good.
Yeah, I'll reach out to him and he'll give me some good guidance on smoking things. Yeah.
Well, and he's not too far from my house. So.
I'm telling you, we'll be there about 5:30 setting things up. So you might want to pop over.
You might accidentally walk down the road and
exactly.
find yourself in their backyard.
Yeah.
Heather also says great message last night for Mike.
Yeah.
So she's glad to hear you on the radio
Heather.
today.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. So what Heather's talking about, so at the Chisago campus, and this would be the biggest thing to get the word out, is we have a variety of people sharing messages all summer long on Wednesday nights. And it's testimonials of hope, essentially is what it is, these different situations of our hope. And yours last night, and I'll be honest with you, Mike, I don't know if you listened to the podcast from last week's recording, but
I have not.
Yeah, so because you and I talked, I don't know, did we talk last Wednesday before church about your message?
Right.
And it was still in my mind Thursday morning. So we actually talked about hope last Thursday on our show and your definitions. You know, the hope like I wish for and the hope like I'm confident in.
Amen.
And we talked about that. So last night you did a marvelous job sharing that message. So if you can, in a few minutes, like tell us a little bit about that situation with your brother-in-law that brought about that message, because it's very, very powerful. And in your words, it's just beautiful.
Oh, boy, it was. We'll be here till 6 o'clock tonight, but I'm going to make this really short and sweet. The good Lord blessed Brenda and my wife and I with the opportunity to witness the passing of my brother-in-law. And it was an unbelievable blessing, the way that he went. If anyone out there still has a fear of death, boy, there's no reason for it. Dying can be such an incredibly beautiful thing, and it sounds odd, but it is so true. When Craig passed in their bedroom, he chose to die at home, and in that bedroom was my sister Barb on her keyboard, playing worship music, singing, and she would interrupt her own singing. This is while he's dying. We knew he was literally minutes from passing this world. She's singing. She's a gifted musician, and she's singing praise music, worship music, and she would stop her singing to tell Jesus how much she loved him and thank you constantly throughout this. Brenda's holding his right hand. His friend that he had led to Christ is holding his left hand, and I'm rubbing his hair, and we watch him pass. It was literally a life-changing event.
Yeah.
It totally changed my view of the dying process.
Yeah. Well, what a powerful, that's what I think is like the way we live but also the way we die. It's such a powerful testimony. And that's why, like last night, because I was up in the tower, which is, it's just an area in our church where we look, you do projection so you can look down.
Yeah.
And I'm looking across and from, I think there were 20-something-year-olds. It was like there was such a wide range of age, and I'm thinking, okay, so here you are talking about the death of a loved one as a believer, and that's the key. It's like, as believers, we can be so confident in our salvation. We can be confident in that hope that, like, this is what is coming for me. Like, Craig stepped off into the presence of Jesus.
Amen.
And what can you imagine that's better than that?
Exactly.
And that's what, as a believer, we have. But that part of you sharing that, like, I can't imagine what that did for all these different people who are getting older and are going to be facing death sooner than later, people that have lost loved ones but that are believers, and then these young people that are like developing and growing in their faith, because what an important part of your faith to understand, like that whole situation. That's why Jesus died, not so that today would be easy or happy or what I want it to be, so that moment can be the greatest moment.
Yeah, I think that's a message that is so important, and you have brought that to light repeatedly at our church. But I think it's so good that Jesus didn't die so that you could have a great day today.
Yeah.
He died so you could have a great eternity.
Yeah.
And when our life is just a blip, that makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Our life is but a vapor. It makes so much sense that He made way for eternity to be great instead of just a vapor to be great. You know, not that He doesn't intervene in today,
right? Because
He does.
Yeah.
But
we've made it. Our pendulum has swung so much to, it's about my happiness today.
Right.
Mm-hmm. If today is hard, even if I lose a loved one, we go right to God. Why would this happen? How could this happen? All these things, because this hurts. And it's like, I just, somehow to bring that pendulum back to the center of being like, He is with us in all of the ups and downs. He does walk through life with us and encourages and strengthens and guides and directs. But He died and gave everything so we might be able to live for all of eternity with Him.
That's right.
And it's just it's just such a beautiful story to encourage people, I think.
And I have had some feedback, and first of all, that was obviously not my message. I want to be real clear on that. For whatever reason, God chose me to be His vessel for that message.
Right.
That's why He allowed Brenda and I to witness that. It was His message. I was simply the vessel.
Yeah.
But I have got some feedback from some people, and even from younger people who really struggle with the thought of dying and death, that it actually made a little bit of a difference, that God's message helped them out a little bit. So
that's cool, man.
Yeah.
It's neat.
Yeah, that's great. That's cool. Yeah. So that's fun to talk about that stuff. I love it because it's important. It's deep. It's good stuff. Mm-hmm. You're also here, though, because, so obviously here and a lot in my life, I talk about hunting and I talk about fishing because I love to do it. But I would not call myself a hunter or a fisherman. I like to do those things. You, on the other hand, I would call a hunter and a fisherman because of your successes, because of what you've done and what you've made happen in order to do these things. It's just impressive to me. And so the story of us becoming friends and you guys coming to the church is just, I think it's just a fun story. But then out of you guys coming to the church and us having like interests, we've become good friends.
Yes.
And even like we were saying a week or two ago in church, is like we're brothers. We're brothers in the Lord. Like I'm not afraid to say I love you, man. I
love you, Bill. I love you, Denise. Amen.
Yeah, and that's that family.
It is
thing,
It's family. You and Brenda are very special.
Yeah. And so out of that, then it became an opportunity for me that I never dreamed possible. You let me tag along going out to Montana. Now it's been how many years ago? 4 years ago? When I first went with you?
Yeah, the first time would be 4 years, right?
Yeah, boy, time flies, doesn't it?
Wow.
And so I remember, like, there's so many parts of it that I remember. I was freaking out. I was so nervous. I was...
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh my gosh, I was freaking out. Just like, can I handle it? What's it going to be like? I'm going to be away from Denise. It's like,
well, Denise was going to be away from you.
Yeah.
I remember you were getting ready for this and you talked about, because Mike goes out there, you guys got to understand, he goes out there and Brenda doesn't hear from him for 10, 14 days. Like, she has no idea if he's dead, if a grizzly bear has eaten him, if he broke his thigh bone and he can't move. She just has no idea. And that thought paralyzed me. I was like, I want to support Bill. I want to support Bill. I want to support Bill. But not talking to him and not knowing if he's dead or alive terrified me. And so he talked about this little thing.
The InReach Mini.
The InReach Mini.
Yeah.
And so I wrote
Another sponsor.
Yeah. I wrote it down in my phone. And then I bought him one for his birthday. It's terrible. It was his birthday present, but it was more for me. So he could get in touch with me anytime he wanted. And there's a button on the InReach Mini where he could push it and it sends his exact location to rescue people. Like if he falls down and breaks his leg and can't move, he's stuck on a mountain miles from anything, he just pushes this button and they send a team to get him. It's like a
SOS button.
SOS, yeah.
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 Yeah, and so I bought that for his birthday for me.
Which is cool. The following time we went, then Mike got one, and then now you and I were able to communicate on the mountain, which was pretty cool.
Right.
So anyway, yeah, that's all stuff. It was just amazing to get to go out there. But you are like a machine in the mountains. I thought the whole time, like, I'm ready for this. I'm fit. I'm younger than you. And I'm telling you what, I did not have a chance of keeping up with you. You had to shift down to low gear to hang out with me in the mountains. But anyway, so I'm interested just in hearing from you, like, what the mountains mean to you and why you love it so much and the experience and getting into it and just kind of all of that, you know. Just
Sure.
share with us, why is it such a big deal?
Sure. So I would consider myself a hunter and a fisherman. I grew up with that great outdoors gene in my DNA. I don't know how else to describe it. Ever since I was a little kid, good grief, when I was 6 years old, we moved when I was 5 years old from North St. Paul to Oakdale, and our property bordered, I think it was 100 acres of woods, and they had some horse trails that went through the woods. By the time I was 6 years old, I was exploring that woods by myself.
Wow.
By the time I was 7, I had those horse trails memorized, and I would go out in those woods all by myself constantly.
Wow.
It's just part of who I am.
Yeah.
I grew up hunting and fishing, and I got into bow hunting late in life. I was in my 40s, and eventually I took a trip out west. And from that first trip out west, I absolutely hooked.
When you first went out west,
Yeah.
did you go by yourself to that public land we go to?
No, actually, my very first trip out west was to eastern Montana.
Okay.
A buddy of mine, in fact, Dan, the guy that I was going to go turkey hunting with this year, a friend of his, Jody Hansen, has a ranch in northern Montana, and I went out and hunted with Jody.
Okay.
And from Jody's, I got a little taste of Montana, and I decided I wanted to elk hunt. And you know me, I like to hunt on my own. It's just who I am, I guess. And I found a spot, wilderness, which means no wheels, literally no wheels of any kind. You can't use a game cart, you can't use a bicycle, nothing. You move by horseback or your feet. That's it. And I thought, well, I'm going to head down towards Yellowstone. Less people. I like peace and quiet. I know there's grizzlies there. People don't like grizzlies. So I headed down there and hunted by myself. And from that first time in those mountains, oh man, it was the scenery, I've always been, again, you know my story. I walked away from Man's Church when I was 22 years old. I always searched for God. The church I went to couldn't answer my questions. I walked away. I tried other churches. I never got answers to my questions, but I never left God.
Mm-hmm.
And when I am out in those mountains especially, but when I'm on a lake fishing, watching the sun come up, when I'm sitting in my bow stand, watching the sun go down, waiting for deer to come in, man, I feel close to God.
Mm.
The mountains, oh boy, that's a whole
Magnified.
different deal. Oh, magnified times 100. You've been there. It makes you feel incredibly small.
Oh, perspective is unbelievable.
But at the same time, it makes you feel incredibly connected to God. That's where, literally, I go to recharge. Extroverts go to a crowd where they can talk with everybody, and that's how they recharge. Not me. I'm an introvert. I go out there, and if I'm gone for 10, 12 days, I'm completely filled back up.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah, it's such a crazy, crazy, interesting thing. The mountain experience is something
so
else.
much fun. The sights, the sounds, when you're out in those mountains, and if you haven't been there, and you're out in those mountains in the fall, and you are a mile in, 2 miles in, you haven't seen anybody for a day, and you hear an elk bugle. Oh boy.
The angels are singing.
Oh man, I'm telling you what, Denise, if you're a hunter and that doesn't do something for you, then I question you being a hunter, because that is an amazing thing.
Yeah.
It's an amazing thing.
I didn't even think of it. I should have told you to bring your call in.
That would have been something.
That would have been cool. The whole church would have been like,
what in the world is
dying?
that?
Probably would have broke the radio equipment.
Yeah. It's really crazy. I remember the first time we drove out there, you're just like, I'm home.
Yeah, right.
It just was.
Yes, it literally feels like home.
Yeah.
I tried to get Brenda to move out there years ago, but no luck.
We're glad you didn't.
Yes, we are.
Way to go, Brenda.
Yeah. Now we can. Yeah, it's really something. So you go out there, and so have you been going 8, 9, 10 years now that you've been going out there?
No, this will be this year. I got drawn again this year. It's getting harder and harder to get tags, and the price keeps going up. And honestly, with the cost and whatnot, I don't know how many more years I will get out there.
So I didn't draw this year.
Right.
And so next year I'll put in.
Yep.
And you can come out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. And I'll help you pack
honey,
one
if
out.
that's okay. That's what I meant to say.
We all know it's okay.
So how many years though?
This year will be year number 7 in the same spot.
Okay.
It's really hard. It takes so long to learn. There's a very sharp learning curve with the mountains. I mean, I'm a Minnesota bow hunter, right? We crawl up a tree, wait for a deer to come by and shoot it. Mm-hmm. Okay. Go into the mountains where you can walk from where I hunt. I can walk to Yellowstone National Park, walk through the park, and get to, what's the name of the town we rented when we went? We rented a house 2-3 years ago when we went on a family vacation. I could literally walk there if I had enough time. There's nothing between where we hunt and towns south of Yellowstone Park.
Just
nothing.
Mountains. Just land.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. So it takes so long to learn that, to learn an area, to get comfortable, to see how the elk are moving, where they go, how the pressure affects them, all those type of things. It's really hard to give up that spot and go exploring other areas.
Yeah.
So
because you're just getting that one down.
Yeah, you finally if it's different if you live out there, but when you're only there for 8, 10, 12 days, that's a sharp learning curve.
Yeah. But see, that's the thing to me that's impressive is the drive you have to just keep going and keep walking. I mean, I'm telling you what, like the way he walks in the mountains, it's the first year I thought I'm in good shape. I was in such bad shape I got injured. Like that's why my knee hurt, just simply because I was in bad shape.
Right.
So then the next year we went back out. And now I was in a little bit better shape, but still was like, you just, seriously, you're a machine. And are you 61?
I'll be 63 in 2 weeks.
So you're almost 10 years older than me. God, that's sad. Oh, goodness.
Bill, it's the only real gift that God has given me. For whatever reason,
Happy
God
feet.
has given me the ability to move.
Yeah.
You know, I could have been smart or good looking or talented. Nope, I have the ability to move. Oh boy.
Yeah, last night one of the things you said. All my sisters had this musical ability.
Yeah.
And he goes,
Where did mine go?
what happened to me? It was funny. Well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take our bottom of the hour break, and we're going to have our word of the week, and then we're going to come back, and we're going to talk a little more about the mountains. We're going to talk about the success you experienced a couple years ago and what that was like, and we'll do all that. But for right now, one of the highlights of our show every single week, let's listen to our word of the week.
Word of the week. This is the part of the show where Denise and Bill learn new words in pursuit of knowledge and understanding of the English language, and so they can sound smarter. Oh, we're going to be smarter today.
Wonderful.
Yeah, ready? Deleterious.
Oh, my goodness.
That's our word today. D-E-L-E-T-E. So it's delete, rius, R-I-O-U-S. Deleterious. It is a harmful, often in a subtle or unexpected way. Harmful in often subtle or unexpected way. So did you know? When you hold down the delete key on your keyboard or touchscreen, the effect, whoosh, is instantaneous. Deleterious, I had to make sure I was saying that right. Deleterious effects, however, are not often so obvious. Deleterious is used to describe things that are harmful in ways that are unexpected, slow acting, or not readily apparent. Although most often used in formal speech and writing, deleterious is far from rare. It even pops up from time to time in film and television, especially from the mouths of wonky characters.
Wonky,
actually in the dictionary. And I love these two characters. So, as when 7 of 9 warns the Doctor in an episode of Star Trek Voyager. Do you know who 7 of 9 is? That's her name.
I thought you were talking about the dwarfs or something.
Nope. Are you even an American? 7 of 9 warns the Doctor in an episode of Star Trek Voyager. The nebula is having a deleterious effect on all the ship's technology. Or when Higgins exclaims in the original...
with the Magnum PI.
You did it. You got it. You are an American. Higgins exclaims in the original Magnum PI series, "It's shocking what a deleterious effect a regimen of nothing but mushrooms can have on a man." I can picture him saying that. And you know, I love it when the dictionary gives you all these different words that are similar, but they have nuances that you need to use different words. Mm-hmm. So deleterious is similar to pernicious, baneful, noxious, and detrimental. So here's the definition of all of those. So you use the correct word when you're talking about something that's exceedingly harmful. Pernicious implies irreparable harm done through evil or insidious corrupting or undermining, such as the claim that pornography has a pernicious effect on society. Mm-hmm. Baneful implies injury through poisoning or destroying, the baneful notion that discipline destroys creativity. Noxious, I've used the word noxious before. Noxious applies to what is both offensive and injurious to the health of a body or mind. Noxious chemical fumes, that's what I was referring to.
That sounds familiar.
Fumes, yeah. Deleterious applies to what is often often unsuspected harmful effect. A diet found to have deleterious effects. And then detrimental implies obvious harmful or something specified, the detrimental effects of excessive drinking. So deleterious and detrimental are the two that I think are like
closest.
Yeah, people would mix them up. So anyway, if we don't use our word of the week, we know we will lose our word of the week. So I would like to use this word in a sentence.
I can only imagine.
If Bill and I didn't sit on the couch together every night eating potato chips, I truly believe it would have a deleterious effect on our relationship. What do you think of my sentence?
You just threw us under the bus.
I did. It's so true. But if we didn't do it would have a deleterious effect. Don't you agree, Bill?
100%. Yeah.
And that's our word of the week.
You're listening to In Pursuit with me, Pastor Bill, a production of WAJC, Your Life Radio on 88.1 and 91.7 FM. WAJC is owned and operated by Maranatha Assembly of God in Forest Lake, Minnesota. If you would like to visit Maranatha Chisago Lakes campus, we have 4 weekend services to choose from. Visit maranathachisago.org to learn more and to check out some past messages. Wonderful.
Wonderful.
Nicely done.
That was fun.
Yeah, that's a good one. Deleterious.
Deleterious.
Deleterious. I'm going to use it.
Okay.
I'm going to use it. Yeah, it's good. So back to Mr. Vierling.
Yes, sir.
What did you think of our word of the week?
Yeah.
I think you and Bill sitting on the couch eating potato chips is deleterious to his chances for success out west.
Wow, Mike.
Wow.
That was awesome.
That was well done.
Yes.
I got a little something going on.
Deleterious.
Well done. Yeah, that's good. I'm glad you asked him.
I'm so glad.
Oh, that's great. All right, so it's been 2 years now since the last time you went out.
Yeah.
So we went out together again. You were willing to bring me back out with you again, which is very gracious. My highlight of that, I think, was that we packed up and set up the little tents actually up in the mountains. Mm-hmm. I thought that was a neat experience. You know, not as comfortable. We didn't have the cook shack because we brought out one of the hub fish houses and set that up, and that was the cook shack down at the main camp. But that was a really neat experience for me anyway, just brand new. So when we talk about Mike being a hunter, the first time we went out, he had found a spot where he was expecting these cows, these female elk, to pass through first thing in the morning.
Yep.
And so you were dead set on you wanted to spend the night up closer so you could get there earlier. So
wind. It all had to do with wind, Bill.
Okay.
The thermals go downhill at night when it's cold. So the only way to sneak into that spot, because they were feeding in a meadow, and to get ahead of them, I had to be there at night, the night before, so I could sneak in the morning when the thermals are still coming down and get in front of them.
So what did you do to solve the problem to stay up there all night?
I went down, got my pack, I threw some stuff in there, started up, and my old pack did not fit me right, and I started back up the trail. It wasn't going to work out well. I went back to camp, I grabbed my tarp, a little bit of food. It wasn't going to work out
because you had too much stuff.
I had too much stuff.
Yeah.
I had my little tent I had some other stuff. I think I even brought a sleeping bag. So I went back to our base camp, I grabbed my tarp, and I headed up the mountain.
Yeah.
And I found a spot under some pine trees, and I just left my clothes on, curled up in the tarp, and slept right there.
Yep, up in the mountain. And it's interesting because, like in one hand, like in the backyard, I think I could do that. But you're in a place where, like the first year out there, you showed me, like you reached up on a pine tree.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't think you could reach the scrape from the grizzly bear. And then he told me, that's from a grizzly bear.
And how tall are you, Mike?
I used to be 6 feet, Denise.
So with your
due
reach,
to my back collapsing, I'm now down to about 5'11".
So with your reach, that's...
Oh, you've got to be reaching 8 feet.
Not quite, no. I can, so I'm a drywaller, and I can just, up on my tippy toes, I can just barely touch an 8-foot ceiling.
Okay, so this bear scrape was over 8 feet.
Would have been, no, it was probably, I couldn't quite reach. Yeah, it probably was about 8 feet, yeah.
Where
That's
this
crazy.
grizzly was reaching up.
And scratching its claws.
Yeah.
Yep,
Its
marking its territory.
24-inch claws. Probably bit it with its 16-inch fangs, too.
So that's what I mean by you're a hunter. Like your focus just totally changes to like that's all you're thinking about. Like we go out there and I'm thinking about home and I'm thinking about work and I'm thinking about, like, my mind is racing with things. You're able to just, you're thinking about elk.
That's my tiny little pea brain, Bill. You've been around me long enough to know I have severe tunnel vision. Yeah. You give me two things to do at the same time, utter train wreck.
But it creates that focus of, you're just set, like you're doing this. And so he spent the night a couple years ago in that setting. And if I remember correctly, you saw elk that morning at that spot. Yeah.
I did.
So it was
they
good.
Came through a little too quick, and I didn't get a shot. But the plan worked out, except where I had set up, they came through just a little too quick, and I didn't get a shot off.
Yeah, but cool, though.
Yeah, it was really
Very
cool.
Yeah. So 2 years ago, then the second trip out there, for me anyway, I had to leave to come home early for things. You stayed out there by yourself.
Yep.
So tell us about what happened.
So finally, after, oh my gosh, I don't remember how many days in it was, 6, 8 days in, I decided to get up real early. I got up really early. I always try to be base camp. It takes 45 minutes up the mountain on a trail to get to where the trail forks, and then from there, I get off the trail and I head in. I wanted to beat the elk to where they were. All activity was happening around 7,500 feet elevation. Base camp is at about 6,100, I think, maybe 6,200. So I got up real early. I hiked all the way up in the dark. It's easy to do on the trail, on the horse trail. There is a horse trail that you follow with a red light on my headlamp. That's easy to do. Once I broke off the trail, it was pretty slow going, picking my way through the timber and the boulders and whatnot. Going up.
This is insane hard walking, especially once you get off that trail.
It's a little bit tricky.
Yeah.
It's a little bit tricky. But I was able to actually beat the elk up there. Again, remember, thermals are coming down. All wind is coming downhill when it's cold. This is why I had to get up there when it was still dark and I still had the thermals. You get about an hour after shootable light where the thermals are still coming downhill. So if you can stay just below where the elk are, they can't smell you. They smell you, game over, done. So I got up. I think it was my very first spot I picked to call from. I bugled, and a bull bugled back. And he sounded like he was, oh my gosh, half a mile, 3/4 of a mile away. So I thought, well, I don't know. I waited 20, 30 seconds, bugled again, bam, he cut me off. And as soon as he cut me off, I knew he was coming. Moved up a little bit, tried to find a little spot where I could shoot, and I kept an opening, so downhill from me was wide open. It was, I don't remember if it was a boulder slide or whatever it was. There was no cover. This is public ground, heavily hunted public ground. They will not expose themselves. Mm-hmm. He came in. He actually snuck around me. I don't even know how he did that, but he got behind me, but he was still uphill from me. I heard them moving around. They're not quiet. They sound like a bulldozer going through the woods. Mm-hmm. They don't go around trees, they go over them. Mm-hmm. I saw them through the trees. Oh, you got around me. All right. So I called to him, and he came in. He knew exactly where I was. They can pick the spot you call from. They're half a mile away. They know within a yard of where you are calling. It's crazy how that works. He came in. I had a bow-mounted decoy, something for him to look at. Anyway, he wound up moving 3 times. He was within 20 yards of me twice. The last time he was about 22 yards. No shot. The spot that we hunt is called black timber. It's dark timber. It's really thick. The last time he set up, he was facing straight at me. I was able to draw my bow, step back from behind. I had one tree. They will always keep something between you and them, and he kept one tree between us. So I was able to draw, step back. He's looking at my bow-mounted cow decoy.
Yeah.
And I put one right. It's a frontal shot. It's a
Which is a good shot.
It is a very lethal shot. You got to remember how big an elk heart is. An elk heart is, I don't know, size of a kitten ball, if you guys remember what kitten ball, softball, kitten ball.
Yeah.
So a frontal shot, boom, and as soon as I shot him, he had no idea because he's looking at the cow decoy, right? So I shoot him, he moved a little, he twitched, he flinched a little bit, and I instantly, I've still got the call in my mouth, I started to call again. He had no idea what's going on. He stood there looking at me for about 4 seconds, and he was just up over a rise, and he turns to go down around the rise, and I hear him running through the woods. Well, what I thought was running through the woods was actually him collapsing and tumbling down the mountain. He literally made it 12 feet, not yards, 12 feet, not much more from me to the corner of the studio here. And he tipped over and was sliding down the mountain.
Wow.
The only thing that stopped him was his antlers got hung up in a tree. Otherwise, you know,
Would have saved you a lot of work.
Oh, man. Would have ruined a lot of meat, too.
Yeah, I suppose, yeah.
So, yeah, it was to actually walk, you know, after all the literal blood, sweat, and tears on that mountain, to actually walk up and see one. Oh, my gosh. I actually did it after all these attempts.
Yeah.
You know, it was
That's
pretty cool stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
It's so neat.
Pretty cool.
Man,
Gosh, it's so neat.
that was fun.
Yeah.
Bill was probably almost as excited, maybe a little more, that you got your. He's like, you got it out.
Yeah, I was very, very excited.
And that was the only thing that was missing and that's the drawback to hunting alone, because like I said, I do the vast majority of my hunting alone. In fact, there's 2 people, there's 3 people on planet Earth I'll bring to that spot. You're one of them. The other 2 are my kids.
Yeah.
So
I feel like one of the
nobody
kids.
else,
Yeah.
nobody
you are one of
else
the
I
kids.
would bring to
Yeah.
that's special
That's
spot.
yours, yeah.
You know, but that's the only thing that was missing.
Yeah.
Man, I wish Bill was here to see it.
Well, and it's funny because immediately when you were texting me, I was just like, God, you know. But then it kind of hit me, though, that you do hunt by yourself, and you have spent so many hours and miles of walking and scouting and calling and like suffering. There's a part of it that was like, gosh, I think it kind of worked exactly how it had to. Like, you did it alone, and you hauled that meat off. And
that, Bill, that's a big part of it.
Yeah.
That's truly a big part of it. I shot that bull at 7:35 Tuesday morning. I got done packing that bull off the mountain because I did it myself. And I tell you what, try to quarter up a bull elk laying on a mountain with his antlers. The tree is holding him, pinned him into that one spot. Otherwise, he's rolling down the hill.
That's crazy.
Get him quartered up, get him packed up, and haul that entire elk off the mountain. It was a little after 4 o'clock Wednesday afternoon when I finally wrapped it up.
isn't that crazy?
That's crazy.
It was. I'm a drywaller. I've experienced lots of suffering.
Yeah.
You know, you grab a pole sander and throw you in a 6,000, 8,000 square foot house and say, sand every square inch of these walls. It's an extreme workout.
I bet.
But hauling that thing off the mountain, I have never worked harder in my life.
Yeah.
During the work, it wasn't very fun.
Oh, I cannot imagine. That's
But after it was done, but it's like everything else. The harder you work, you know, the greater the feeling of
reward.
accomplishment.
Yeah,
You know what I
for
mean?
sure.
Yeah.
God, it's so neat, man.
Yeah.
It's just so cool.
Did you even get the hide down?
I did. You know, Alice, it's funny. I actually, I saved the skull. I was going to just do a Euro, you know, with the skull and the antlers. And because it was so long to try to skin that thing, I actually did skin the cape out that night. And
Wow.
when I was going back up for my second to last trip that next day, I thought, I don't want that. God, I got to go all the way up there and get that cape, and I don't want to. I did. I brought it back, and I'm really glad I did. I
Good.
knew that the suffering would be worth it. It is mounted, and it's in it's out in the shop, out in my shop. So
Great. They're huge animals.
they're big animals. Yes, they are. Yeah. Especially when you're standing there with a little knife this big, looking at it.
He put up his fingers. That was 8 inches?
Yeah.
An
No, it
8-inch
was-
knife?
Yeah, the blade is, I use one of those, I think it's a Havilon or whatever, with the replaceable blades. Those
yeah.
are dynamite. But I
Yeah.
tell you what, they're surgically sharp, literally surgically sharp. Trying to get that thing through that elk hide, that fresh elk hide, oh my goodness.
Just crazy.
Oh, the skin on those necks on those things, and it has to be, it's literally 5/8 of an inch thick.
Wow.
It has to be. Otherwise,
They got to endure.
they got to fight with other bulls for possession of those cows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like an armor.
Oh man. Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah, it's pretty. Just the journey of it, the little tiny bit I know of the mountains, and then that. It's like I can't imagine the reward that would feel like. Can't imagine it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you've shot an elk. You've shot mule deer.
Yep.
Have you gotten a whitetail out there?
Not out there. The only thing, I'm trying to think if I've ever killed in Montana itself, I've killed elk, mule deer. That's it in Montana. In Wyoming, I've killed antelope, mule deer. I have not shot a whitetail out west. I got to be honest, Bill, for me, everybody's different, like what you like. For me, the draw of out west is western animals.
Yeah.
I've been invited to hunt whitetails out of state.
That's what you do here.
That's what I do here. To me, whitetails, that's food for the family.
Yeah.
I go out back, the first doe that shows up without fawns, she goes in the freezer every year.
Yeah.
And then I'll wait and I've never shot a big whitetail buck. I might never shoot one.
Yeah.
Do I care? Yeah, I'd like to do it someday, but it's not that important to me. Important to me is getting meat.
Meat in the freezer.
Yeah, meat in the freezer.
You need more shanks.
Need more shanks.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'd like a 12-legged deer,
12-legged deer.
Oh, that'd be perfect. With no back straps.
Yeah, it's great. Oh, it's just so neat to hear those kinds of success stories and everything that goes into it.
Oh man, it's fun.
Yeah. It's very, very fun. That focus though, and I told you this goes by quick. We only have a couple minutes left. So that same kind of focus you have, like when you get out there, what I've watched over the years is that focus also is in your love for the Lord and your desire for people to know Him, and watching you grow in the community of the body of Christ and really making that your church and becoming a leader in that church where you're drawing people in, and watching you and Brenda get baptized, and your son, your adult son, give his life to the Lord and get baptized. And I mean, it's neat, but not just that, but you've become a father figure to so many of the guys at church, young and old, because of that passion you have for the Lord and the way you've dug in and just your love for His Word. My love for Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior, literally has overtaken everything. Yeah.
I used to be a guy who hunted and fished and then searched for God. I am now a person who loves the Lord and wants to try to repay Him in some small way for what He's done for me. I'm fascinated with learning. You allowed me to, you recently borrowed me your New Jewish Testament. Man, do I like that, Bill.
Yeah,
I can
good.
dig in and I can learn. There's so much there to learn.
Yeah, there is.
There is. In my real true focus, I finally found something in my life where I can really, that tunnel vision serves me and serves everybody around me.
Yeah.
And that's my love of the Lord.
Yeah. That's a beautiful thing.
And I want to get closer to Him and do more for Him more than anything else.
Yeah.
So,
which you've been doing, which has been very cool. Yeah. Well, man, I tell you this, I've been talking about this for a while, just having you on here, and we'll have to do it again because obviously there's a whole lot more stuff we can talk about. But it's just cool. It's fun to watch you to grow. It's fun to grow together. Yeah. And just for you to share your passion of the mountains and for the elk and just being exposed to that. I've told so many younger guys, I'm 53, so I was, 49 or 50 when I first got to experience that. And, that's what I've told some of the younger guys, like, if you enjoy hunting, you have to just go try this and see if you dig it. Because I wish I would have discovered this when I was 30. And,
me too.
Yeah, and then do it, because then you could really say, hey, I could do this every other year. Mm-hmm. But even now, even for me, it's like, I don't know how long I'm going to be able to do this. Right. So there's a pressure of, if I want to go back and do it, it's got to happen,
Yes, dear.
But when you're 30, you could say, hey, every 3 or 4 years I'm going to do this, and you can still get out a bunch.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Well, this has been fun, Mike. Thanks so much for coming on and just reminiscing
thanks for having me.
us.
I really appreciate it.
Yeah,
it's
good stuff. And to all of you listening, hope you have a great day. And if there's something out there you want to experience, I just want to challenge you to make it happen and go experience it. God is good. Amen.
Amen.
So good.
He's so good.
He's
yeah.
so good.
Well, I hope you all have a great day. God bless you.
Bye for now. Thanks for joining In Pursuit with Pastor Bill and me, Denise. We hope you will tune in next Thursday at noon as the pursuit continues. In Pursuit is a production of WAJC, Your Life Radio, on 88.1 and 91.7 FM. WAJC is owned and operated by Maranatha Assembly of God in Forest Lake, Minnesota. The opinions expressed here are not necessarily those of the owner.